What if the only thing standing between you and total domination in your market is not your strategy, not your resources, but your confidence? Think about it. Every successful entrepreneur you admire didn't start with certainty. They started with doubt, fear, and hesitation, but they made one critical decision. They refused to let those emotions control their future. Tony Robbins teaches that confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you build step by step through action, belief, and relentless commitment. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. The market doesn't reward the most talented, it rewards the most certain. If you hesitate, someone else will take your place. If you doubt yourself, your competitors will outgrow you. But if you learn how to control your mindset, your energy, and your decisions, you don't just compete, you dominate. So if you're ready to break through fear, build unstoppable confidence, and position yourself as a leader in your industry, stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could completely transform how you show up in business and in life. Lesson 1. Master your state. The fundamental architecture of human performance begins not with what you know, but with how you feel in the moment of execution. Most people operate under the grand delusion that they must wait for inspiration or confidence to strike them like lightning before they can take meaningful action. In reality, your emotional state is a mechanism you can manually override at any second. If you allow your state to be dictated by the morning news, your fluctuating bank account, or the weather, you are a passenger in your own life. To master your state is to become the pilot. Your confidence is a direct reflection of your internal chemistry, and you have the power to alter that chemistry through deliberate physical and mental intervention. When you feel weak, your body collapses, your breath becomes shallow, and your internal dialogue turns into a chorus of doubt. By the time you try to think your way out of it, the physiological cement has already hardened. The quickest way to shift a negative mindset is to bypass the brain and go straight to the body. This isn't just motivational fluff, it is biological fact. Change your physiology and you change your psychology. If you stand tall with your shoulders back, expand your chest, and breathe deeply into your diaphragm, you are signaling to your nervous system that you are in a position of dominance and safety. This physical posture actually lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and increases testosterone and dopamine. You cannot feel truly defeated while moving with the energy of a victor. Movement creates emotion. If you find yourself spiraling into hesitation, move your body, run, jump, or simply walk with a pace that suggests you have somewhere important to be. When your body moves with certainty, your mind has no choice but to follow suit, eventually aligning its thoughts with the powerful physical reality you have created. Beyond the physical, state mastery requires a rigorous policing of your mental focus. What you focus on, you feel. If you focus on everything that could go wrong, you will live in a state of perpetual anxiety. If you focus on your past failures, you will live in a state of regret. To master your state, you must consciously direct your focus toward your goals, your strengths, and the specific tasks at hand. This is the art of the peak state. It is a cultivated environment where you are centered, energized, and ready for combat. Elite performers in sports and business don't leave their state to chance. They have rituals, anchors that trigger this peak state on command. Whether it's a specific song, a mantra, or a breathing pattern, these triggers ensure that when it's time to perform, they aren't wrestling with their own emotions. They have already won the internal war before the external one even begins. Lesson 2. Take massive action. There is a pervasive myth that confidence is a prerequisite for action. This is a lie that keeps millions of talented people paralyzed in a cycle of planning and preparing. The truth is that confidence is a byproduct of competence, and competence is a byproduct of repetition. You don't build a house by thinking about architecture, you build it by laying bricks. Every time you take a step toward your goal, regardless of how small or messy that step is, you are gathering evidence for your subconscious mind. You are proving to yourself that you are the type of person who does things rather than just talks about them. This accumulation of evidence is the only sustainable foundation for real confidence. Without action, confidence is just a fragile ego waiting to be bruised by the first sign of reality. Massive action is the antidote to fear. Fear lives in the future. It is the imagination of a negative outcome that hasn't happened yet. When you are fully immersed in massive action, you don't have the mental bandwidth to be afraid. You are too busy adjusting, responding, and executing. The concept of imperfect action is vital here. Many people use perfectionism as a sophisticated mask for cowardice. They wait for the perfect market conditions, the perfect business partner, or the perfect moment to launch. But perfection is a ghost. It doesn't exist. The person who takes messy, imperfect action 5 days a week will always lap the person who spends 5 days a week trying to make one perfect move. Action creates momentum, and momentum is a force of nature that levels obstacles in its path. When you commit to massive action, you change the math of success. Most people fail because they try one or two things, encounter a hurdle, and decide it didn't work. Successful individuals understand that the path to a goal is paved with a high volume of attempts. If you want to master sales, you don't read 10 books, you make 1,000 calls. The sheer volume of action forces you to adapt and improve. You learn through your pause what no textbook can teach you. This relentless pursuit builds a battle-hardened confidence. You become someone who knows they can handle the pressure because they've been in the trenches and survived. You stop worrying about the how because you are too busy doing the what. Ultimately, massive action is the loudest statement of intent you can make to the universe and to yourself. Lesson 3. Reframe failure as growth. The way you define failure is the single greatest predictor of your long-term success. Most people view failure as a stop sign, a signal that they lack talent or that their ideas are flawed. To the high performer, however, failure is not an endpoint, it is a data point. It is feedback. Every time a project crashes, a deal falls through, or a product flops, you have just received a high-priced education in what doesn't work. This shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset is what separates the dominant entrepreneurs from the dreamers. Instead of internalizing a setback as a personal defect, you must view it as an external event that provided necessary information. You are not a failure because you failed. You are simply an operator who is currently refining their strategy. The most successful people in history are often those who have failed the most. This is not a coincidence. Failure is the laboratory of greatness. It is where you discover the limits of your current skill set and where you are forced to innovate. When you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" you move from a victim identity to a victor identity. The victim asks for sympathy. The victor asks for a lesson. This reframe allows you to maintain your momentum even when things go sideways. If you can extract the lesson from a disaster, you haven't actually lost, you've invested. You've paid the tuition of experience that is required to reach the next level of your evolution. In the fast-paced world of entrepreneurship, speed of recovery is more important than the absence of mistakes. The goal is to fail fast and learn faster. If you can shorten the time between a setback and the realization of the lesson it contains, you become unstoppable. You begin to treat failure like a scientist treats a failed experiment. You analyze the variables, adjust the hypothesis, and run the test again. This emotional detachment from failure allows you to take bigger risks because the sting of losing has been replaced by the excitement of learning. When you no longer fear failure because you know you can convert it into growth, you gain a competitive advantage that no amount of capital or talent can replace. You become anti-fragile. The very things that break others only make you stronger. Lesson 4. Build an unshakable identity. Your identity is the internal thermostat that regulates your life. You will never consistently act in a way that is inconsistent with who you believe you are. If you see yourself as a struggling artist or a newbie, you will subconsciously find ways to sabotage your success to maintain that self-image. To build unshakable confidence, you must perform a radical identity shift. You have to stop describing yourself based on your current circumstances and start defining yourself based on your ultimate vision. You must decide with absolute conviction who you are at your core. Are you a closer? Are you a leader? Are you a person who makes things work regardless of the odds? This isn't about fake it until you make it. It's about believe it until you be it. The words that follow "I am" are the most powerful words you can speak. They are the commands you give to your subconscious mind to organize your reality. If you say, "I hope this works," you are broadcasting doubt. You are signaling that you are an observer of your own fate, waiting to see if luck is on your side. But when you say, "I am the kind of person who makes things work," you are taking ownership. You are declaring that your results are a product of your character, not chance. This identity serves as an anchor during turbulent times. When the world tells you no, your identity says keep going. It provides a standard of behavior that you refuse to fall below. You act not because you feel like it, but because that is what a person of your identity does. Building this identity requires daily reinforcement. It is not a one-time decision but a series of choices. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you cast a vote for your new identity. Every time you wake up early, do the hard work and stay disciplined, you are strengthening the belief that you are a high performer. Over time, these votes accumulate into an unshakable foundation of self-worth. You begin to walk differently, talk differently, and make decisions with a level of certainty that others find intimidating or inspiring. You become a person of substance because your identity is forged in the fire of consistent action. Once your identity is set, the results inevitably follow, because the how always reveals itself to the person who has already decided who they are. Lesson 5. Focus on value, not competition. The obsession with competition is a hallmark of a scarcity mindset. When you spend your energy looking over your shoulder at what others are doing, you are operating from a place of fear, the fear that there isn't enough to go around or that someone might beat you. This external focus dilutes your creative power and breeds insecurity. Real confidence comes from an abundance mindset, where you realize that your only true competitor is your own potential. The moment you shift your focus from how do I beat them to how do I serve the market better than anyone else, you enter a different league entirely. You stop playing a zero-sum game and start creating an entirely new category of value. Value is the currency of the universe. If you are struggling with confidence, it is often because you are focused on what you want to get rather than what you want to give. When your primary mission is to solve a problem, alleviate pain, or provide a transformation for your clients, your ego moves to the background. You no longer worry about looking foolish or failing because the mission is bigger than you. This sense of purpose provides a deep, quiet confidence that is far more resilient than the loud bravado of someone trying to prove they are the best. When you know that the value you provide changes lives, you don't have to sell yourself, you simply have to show up and offer the solution. The marketplace responds to utility and excellence, not to ego. To focus on value is to commit to a journey of mastery. You become obsessed with the nuances of your craft and the needs of your audience. This obsession naturally makes you better than the competition, but it does so as a side effect, not a goal. While your competitors are busy copying each other's marketing tactics, you are busy innovating the actual experience for the customer. This creates a moat around your business and your mind. You become irreplaceable because your focus is on the one thing no one can take from you, your commitment to being the most valuable player in the room. This shift transforms work from a chore into a calling, and that calling generates a level of confidence that is both magnetic and profitable. Confidence is not magic. It's not something reserved for a chosen few. It is built through action, discipline, and the decisions you make every single day. And once you build it, everything changes. You speak differently. You think differently. You move differently. The marketplace begins to respond to you in ways it never did before. Opportunities appear, people trust you, and most importantly, you trust yourself. That's the real power. Remember, dominating your market doesn't mean crushing others, it means becoming so certain, so valuable, and so consistent that you naturally rise above the noise. It means showing up when others hesitate. It means believing in your vision when no one else does. Right now, you have a choice. Stay where you are, comfortable, uncertain, waiting, or step into a new version of yourself. A version that takes action, embraces growth, and refuses to settle. Because in the end, confidence is not about being fearless. It's about acting despite the fear and proving to yourself again and again that you are capable of more.